Hi guys, welcome to Stretty News TV. I'm here, Ian. We're going to actually do a Stretty Sunday for the first time in ages as well. The first time I've done one in ages. So it's just being ever professional, actual facts have pretty much been on time as well. Tonight I'm joined by Steve. How are we doing, Steve?
Yeah, not bad, Ian, mate. Thanks for having me again.
No worries, pal. And Pasha's joined us for a very candlelit and spotlighty type room over in the States. How are we doing, fella?
Yeah, I'm doing well. Yeah, sorry, my lights went out today. I gotta call the maintenance people tomorrow. Maybe the light just got boring watching our performance in the last couple of matches, and it was just like, fuck this. But end of the day, yeah, looking forward to talking about United.
Yeah, you could put it that way. I just thought he was just trying to be romantic for us all. Me and Steve come on and you decided to get excited about it, the idea. Anyway, so this Stretty Sundays, I'm going to keep it to about 25 minutes. I think we normally do these for an hour. I know that's how long I've not been doing these for. But yeah, I'm going to keep this to about 25 minutes because I just want to watch Palace beat fucking Liverpool on Match of the Day too. So yeah, I'm going to catch up on this weekend's football, and I think everybody else will be quite enjoying the idea of that. Some great results for United this week. And City dropped points, Arsenal dropped points. Bertie's the Red Boys got beat again. Fucking Liverpool got beat. Jesus Christ, it's all going on. Oh, we got 3 points and scored more than 1 goal. What the hell's going on? Anyways, I was going to say a quick shout out to John from Global Reds TV. He's a captain watching. So good to see you, pal. It's good to have fellow YouTubers tuning into our channel. But anyway, so let's kick things off. What was your thoughts on yesterday's game then, Steve?
Yeah, I expected exactly to it go as it was, to be fair. Pulis with West Brom. I mean, they're a defensive side, really defensive. He absolutely loves it. I've been there for the past 2 West Brom performances, one Moyes, and the other one with Louis I think it was about May time we had him, and 2 really poor performances, 2 really poor results. And I thought United played a lot better on Saturday, in all fairness. United it was attack v defence, needed something special. Lingard provided it, and there was only going to be 1 winner for me, but yeah, great 3 points. Unbelievable, look at that. Unbelievable weekend for us, like you say. It was never going to be a spectacular game with West Brom involved. But yeah, like you say, ended well with Mata getting a penalty, pointing it away, 2 goals. Haven't seen that in a while, but yeah, goes into the international break with United looking in a solid quality position.
Yeah, I was going to say the difference, obviously, that you've just mentioned about Brom and their higher performance on the idea of that they pretty much sat back for the entire game, and I don't even think they wanted to try and hit us on the counter that much as well. It's definitely compared to what CSK were trying to do on Tuesday. But yeah, I think they've had the same as us. They had 3 0-0s like on the way up to on the build up to this game, so that was quite an interesting one. What was I going to say then? But also, it was just the fact that we've got international break. I was buzzing for Jesse Lingard. Dale tweeted me as soon as he went in, going, "Ian's going to be absolutely buzzing." I was absolutely buzzing. I'm still buzzing now that local lad got it. In fact, I found he did it while he was at Brighton on loan a couple of seasons ago. He did an interview with Sam from Full Time Devils about what he would mean to him to step on the pitch, and it's just pure quality just to have someone that's been a United fan and obviously played for the club since 7 and he nets such a good goal as well. It's just a superb shot, and I think that's the risks that we wanted to see. I think that we want to see someone that is going to run at players, and I've said this for the past couple of weeks that he deserves a goal more than anything because he's just so wanting to do what we all want United wingers to do, just go and attack and go and create chances and do things like that. So it's been great to have him doing that. I think the other positive maybe, and people might say this a different way, is the fact that Wayne Rooney got subbed off yesterday. thought it was quite an interesting moment as there was good applause and shouts of Rooney as he went off the pitch, and I'm not entirely sure if they was all being supportive as that, but I just thought it was the irony of the fact that he finally took Rooney off. And another debut to another youngster as well. Jesus Christ, I can't remember his first name, let alone his double-barreled second name. Anyways, Pasha, your thoughts on yesterday?
Yeah, I mean, it was obviously expected for them to sit back, and unfortunately, as always, the build-up play is way too slow, and in order to beat these teams that defend back when he's obsessed with a dominant base position, it's impossible when the build-up play is too slow, because they're going to be tracking back, they're just going to be sitting there until we're just going to get to them, we just keep passing and passing it, and to be honest, it just took one magical moment from Jesse Lingard to score it. And this kid was playing at the time when Paul Pogba, Ravel Morrison, and all those players that we expected to be with us today, but they're not. And to see someone that has grown so much, gone on to loans, matured himself, and has came back, and right now he's LVG's favorite player at the moment, to be fair. He's gotten huge praise from the manager, huge praise from him. And it's always good to see a youth product like him growing. But nonetheless, I'm going to talk about something else. I'm going to talk about how December is coming up, and we've just conceded only one goal at Old Trafford. That's something that nobody really talks about. And speaking of which, when we have Smalling and Blind and Phil Jones, and to see how with these players, like it's amazing. I'm not gonna bash them to pieces, especially Smalling has been brilliant ever since LVG has called him Mike. He's turned into a sensational Goliath, and I'm just amazed that one goal at Old Trafford we've conceded in December, as December is coming up. That just shows how much we've improved on the defensive aspect of the style of play. And to see this style, he just brought another dimension to our game. If we fix the position style of game to us, that we play more of a high tempo match, we'll be fine. But once again, there's a lot of issues that need to be addressed, but we're not in a crisis. We're 2 points off of first place. Today was the best weekend for United fans, to be honest. And the international break is coming and hopefully no big injuries, but I'm just really pleased with the defensive style. And credit to Louis van Gaal, he's making Old Trafford a fortress again, to be honest. City played us for a draw. You know what I mean? So, it's just we need to tweak it a bit. If we play that high style of tempo game with the position style of game we're playing, instead of just passing it sideways, which is pointless, we could beat any team any day of the week. And I'm just really credit to their staff and Louis van Gaal for making this defensive style of play that has really shone bright for us. And I'm really pleased that every time we watch them play, it's just hard for them to concede, and that's amazing to me, because I always feel like before the start of the season, when we heard Smalling and Blind were going to be our center backs, God, hell, I'll be honest with you, I was terrified, to be honest. And to see that we just conceded only one goal at Old Trafford, and we've conceded less in the league, in the EPL, because Arsenal conceded today, that's amazing. Looking at our center backs, and credit to him where it's due. But once again, there needs a lot to be addressed with the styling. It's too boring to watch. I was frustrated, and it just took one magical moment from Jesse Lingard. But yeah, I'm just pleased. But we expect more. We need to play the United way. But I'm happy with it nonetheless. But I'm just amazed with the defensive aspect of our style of the game. As annoying as it is, it's just amazing to me. One goal in Old Trafford, and December is coming up. Christmas break is coming up. That's amazing to me.
Yeah, I think I've noticed some sort of stats about this, about conceding. Obviously, we've not conceded now for about 550 minutes or something ridiculous, which is superb. And I think a lot of people are starting to, as much as there was a couple of boos and hates for him, I think it might have just been the tactical substitution on Tuesday night. But I think that, yeah, you're right there, Pasha. We are now getting back to where Old Trafford should be. It should be a place where teams like West Brom come and they have to park the bus and hope that they either get a lucky sort of run or some sort of like on the counter attack that they can actually come and do that. Whereas the past couple of seasons, and this was the one of the major frustrations of the past couple of seasons, is that we've watched United. And we watched West Brom beat us here last season. So that's another key sort of change that Louis van Gaal's brought in. That we're now more defensive in the way that we play, so that we don't concede as many. And it can only, going forwards, it can only help. Like you're just saying about it being December soon. If you had to look at our run-up of games, and I've mentioned this a couple of times, like on the previews we did. That our run of games now, it's pretty much up to Chelsea, which is after Christmas Day, is so winnable. And Ermson Lord MUFC tweeted us before saying that they'll all come and play coward football, but he believes that we'll be on the top by Christmas, which is very plausible, especially when you think that the likes of Arsenal have dropped points today. City will drop points. There's no doubting, they won't run off with a league. They're just too inconsistent to do that. So I'd like to see us what we do by the time that Christmas comes around. If we are in that top three, are very close, and I think it's really close at the moment. Like 26 points City are on, Arsenal at the same. We're on 24. I think down to about 19 is about 6th place or something. So there's a whole sort of bunch of teams, and that's not even bringing back the fact that Liverpool could go and they could improve again. Chelsea at some stage will get out of this losing spell, if it's with or without Mourinho, which I thought was quite funny with the Chelsea fans yesterday with cardboard cutouts of him and then getting dicked by Stoke was quite funny. It was hilarious. What are you doing, guys? Just plastic Chelsea fans, aren't they? What the hell is that about? But yeah, they sort of mugged themselves off with that one. So yeah, I kind of feel that there's a sense of real positivity back, despite the football that we're playing. There's still some positivity about it because we can play. We can go out and beat teams, and it is going to take for us to adjust our game slightly to be a bit more of a team that does take the 70% possessions is nothing if you can't do anything with that possession. And I think that's going to be the next sort of key in this step. Like you say, obviously, international break now for 2 weeks. We fucking hate these things. Some pointless friendlies for England. Hopefully Rooney bags a couple against France or something stupid and gets him some confidence. But it's basically, I think what we want to see as United fans is everybody's come back fresh and fit. And raring to go again, because obviously Louis van Gaal's thinking about this Christmas period because he's already had the Christmas night out this week. All the players went out for Christmas night out in November. I don't know how the Dutch do it. I know the Belgians are quite reserved in the fact that they celebrate how they celebrate Christmas, but celebrating Christmas a month and a half early is just a bit of a step too far. But you can see what he's trying to do there. He's trying to make sure that by the time it comes round to that Christmas period that there's a number of games that we've got to go through, that the lads, we can play whatever game we want to play. Let's have some comments in the comments box as well, guys. Steve, would you agree with the fact that we've now got a sort of a really defensive setup, but it's quite good? Obviously, Pasha mentioned Mike Smalling seems to be the revelation to come round. And again, superb again. My man of the match, though, and this is despite Jesse Lingard's goal, was Schweinsteiger. He makes such a difference. Do you think that we may be a couple of more signings away from actually having a team that will go out and run off with I'm not saying run off with a league, but we look like more title contenders than we do at the moment?
Yeah, like you say, Pash said it as well. I mean, the stats would have conceded 1 goal at Old Trafford all season, and that was a cracker as well, if I remember rightly. That Benteke's overhead kick for Liverpool. I mean, so that says there first week of November, and it takes someone like that to score against United at Old Trafford. Which again, I think the stuff that's been said on Van Gaal, I think it's just pure frustration. I don't think it's hate, or for me especially, it isn't. He's got to go and he's got to do this. It's the fact that with defensively, United looks sound. Yeah, the setup is defensive. Like you say, you've got 2 sitting midfielders sometimes, so Smalling, Blind and the other boys are protected a lot more. But obviously Smalling's played well for the last 6 months anyway, so it doesn't matter. Like you say, Bastian Schweinsteiger is just a class act all round, mate. And I think that's the thing sometimes. You're looking at the players we've got and you're just thinking, I mean, he's left Bayern Munich. And, I mean, the performance that United put in against Arsenal away, and then you see you drawing Palace game, you're thinking, fucking hell, he's left Bayern Munich for this. But I think that the more frustrating thing is like you say, defensively sound. And United have got the attacking players. And I think sometimes, in their last week, it's probably changed a little bit. The intent, I don't think, is there. Like Lingard in the week, the ball gets popped over, bang, first time. And I mean, Rooney finished well as well, to be fair. And then it was exactly the same on Saturday. The ball's come out. Now, how many times has the ball come out to one of the centre midfielders or the wide men, and they take the touch and then the ball will go back into midfield? But no, Lingard's took a really good touch and thought, fuck it, I'm going to smash this. And it goes in. I think that's the frustrating bit. It's United, I think, 60, 70%. I mean, they've improved unbelievably since Van Gaal come in. I've said many times. I mean, I'm one of his biggest fans. You see Matteo Herrera. I mean, yeah, Memphis has been quite poor so far. Rooney, Martial. I mean, and you're thinking, how are we struggling to score goals and, I mean, at least pass the ball forward sometimes. But yeah, I mean, there's still a long way to go in the season. I mean, I'm praying like everyone else that it comes, and whether January holds any business for us, I've no idea. But yeah, like you said, I mean, Bastian Schweinsteiger for me, he hasn't put a foot wrong. I think in his own performances, I think since he's come, I think sometimes, especially early on in the season, we would obviously try and work around his game. And Bastian Schweinsteiger is used to playing football with Germany and Munich. Man United are nowhere near that level for me, even though we've got some really good midfielders. And it's sort of clicking on a bit now. And I mean, Schweinsteiger he's a class act, man. We're lucky to have a player like that. We really are. Keeps it simple, and the leadership on the field I've talked about for about 2 years. The guy's unreal. Honestly, he could misplace 10 passes across the goal line, mate, and I'd still think he's a class act and still give him a 7 out of 10 every game. I love him, love watching him. But yeah, like you say, defensively, and United, hopefully they get there. But yeah, it's just that that attacking intent for me sometimes. It's I think it frustrates the hell out of me, and I'd say 99% of other United fans.
Yeah, it's definitely something that's sort of like really gone a bit mad in the fact that we want to see that attacking intent. We want to see risky balls being played, and we want to see. Someone's just mentioned like the flair and stuff about the play in the comments. And I've got a comment in actual fact. We discussed, like, obviously Schweinsteiger there, Schneidlin. I thought would have been a perfect player for this game. Obviously, he didn't play yesterday. Another one that missed out was Herrera. I was just going through the comments, and someone whose name is Alan Keegan has commented on this, and I thought, hey, the voice of Old Trafford listening to Stretty News. Highly doubting it, but it'd be quite interesting, wouldn't it? But yeah, he put Alan put Hander dropped again. Discuss. He's fuming. He's absolutely fuming that Herrera has been dropped, which I think is a strange relationship that he's had with him, and it's slightly frustrating because you know that he can come on, and he came on like literally right at the end yesterday. But you could see that he wanted to create space, he wanted to create passes. And I'm just going to go back on the fact of that. I'm going to go back onto what you've just said about Lingard having his shot there, Steve, because I thought he was superb for that. But if you go back into the first half, at times we was attacking and picking the ball up on the edge of their box and just literally passing it around the box. And the only United player that was in that box on a couple of occasions was Martial. Like, we know that West Brom were going to come and sit deep. They put two banks of four straight in there, and they were getting closer and closer and closer as long as they got into their box. So basically, they're pretty much all of their team behind the ball. And you're just thinking, well, right, well, we can pass it round to the box all day long, but until someone actually makes that decision to make some sort of risky killer pass, then we're just not going to get through them. And it's actually quite surprising that the way that we're playing football at the moment, it seems to be like we're trying to walk the ball in the back of the net, whereas the goal actually came from the fact that he took a shot from outside the box. What's your thoughts on this omission of like the likes of Herrera, possibly Snidely, Pasha?
I'll say it right now. As I don't know if you guys will agree, the 5-3 result at Leicester City scarred Louis van Gaal's tenure at United. He realized that he can't play that style of attacking football like he wanted, and that's simply because if you look how much cautious he is, if you look at his philosophy, a lot of these players, he restricts players playing the way he wants them. That's what he gets. That's when he got into problems with Riquelme, Rivaldo, all these class acts players or whatnot. And for me, I feel like against West Brom, honestly, why would we want to play two holding midfielders when we know they're going to sit back? So for me, honestly, I would have liked Ander Herrera in there, but obviously not at the CM. And going back to the comment that Mr. Alan Keegan, it might be actually him, it's pretty simple. When Rooney is playing, Ander Herrera most likely he's not going to get into him because he's going to go with a two holding mid. He's being very defensive, And I think it's because of what he saw in the EPL. He's being very cautious. He's seen how hard it is in the EPL. He's being very cautious. And that 5-3 yesterday, I'm serious. I swear, when he retires, he's going to talk about it because it scarred him for life. It scarred a lot of us. I still can't believe that. And it's simple. If Wayne Rooney's going to play up top, where are you going to put Ander Herrera? You can't put him on left wing. You're not going to put him on right wing. You got to play him on 10, and who's going to play there? Captain Wayne Rooney, And as much as he's not up to his standards and stuff, it's just that Louis van Gaal sees him as a hierarchy, a guy that, as much as he's not performing on the pitch, off the pitch, he might be doing something else that, just shows his level of leadership. As because of the respect he has for him, which is really weird because he's a really ruthless guy, and I'm still amazed how he hasn't dropped them once just to see how we play. But going back to Ander Herrera, I think it's simple. The guy wants to play in an advanced role, but Rooney's there, and if he wants to drop back to center mid role, right now Louis van Gaal prefers two holding midfielders as opposed to Carrick with Ander Herrera or Schneider and Carrick or busting. It's more of two holding midfielders, which is hard for Ander to play. And people will always keep saying, "Oh, he doesn't rate him." Oh, that's the same people that said he doesn't rate Mata. Mata is going to leave in his first season during January, and Mata got a lot of playing games. Once again, people need to realize when you have so many class act players on your team, when you have a lot of depth when it comes to attacking midfield, it's always hard to have the same player constantly playing. Look at Alexis Sanchez today. He was knackered. You know what I mean? It's these players have to rotate and stuff, and I think that it's a myth that he said he doesn't rate him. We love Ander Herrera. As fans, we always want to see him, but you got to look at the fact that sometimes squad rotation is needed, and I want to see the guy in this up, but I could see why Wayne Rooney is always playing there because he just prefers him as captain, and I think that's why that we don't see much of Herrera because Rooney's playing there, and he prefers to holding midfielders, so where's Ander Herrera going to play? And it's frustrating, but that's just what I believe in. And hopefully with the international break and whatnot, if he picks up a miracle injury, Ander Herrera will be playing there. And it's frustrating because the guy doesn't even get a call up to the Spain national team because they have so much class-act players. He's not getting enough time at Old Trafford. It's tough, But once again, when people need to stop realizing when you have so many basically class-act players, it's tough to always – squad needs to change. You can't always have Ander Herrera in there, and that's what I mean by depth, and that's what's making it amazing. Arturo Vidal and so many Arjen Robben, Rafinha, all these players, they were sitting on the bench this past weekend on Bayern Munich. That shows that's why they're such a class act. That's why they're considered world class. That's what we need. That's what he's building this foundation. So we can't always expect to have our favorite players always on the pitch. They're human beings at the end of the day too. God damn it. So, and I hope one day we'll see more of Ander Herrera, but that's just my personal opinion.
Yeah, I think we wanted your personal opinion. As always, Pasha, because you love when you get into a bit of a rant and a But yeah, I think it's. I had this conversation when people were moaning and moaning and moaning about Rooney. I was like, well, all right, so you drop Rooney, but who the fuck do you replace him with? We don't have two strikers. Like, I think there is a lot of I think we've got quite a small squad, but I was having this conversation with somebody yesterday about how Van Gaal wants a lot of players that can play in several positions. We've seen Young played at pretty much every position on the park near enough this season. Already, he's been taken at right back, played well there, left back, left wing. So I think that's another case as well. I think it's more quality over quantity, which is quite good. It's not frustrating, but it's quite good to. But it is frustrating when you hire somebody like Herrera and Snidely who are going to end up with squad rotation players until possibly like a season or two later until they break. Possibly we do lose Rooney or Rooney retires or whatever, and they can then actually get onto that game and into the game pretty much. But I think it's more frustration. But you'd like to hope that Herrera will do what he did last season, where he came in, played superb performances. I think it was in those 4 or 5 matches where United actually played really decent, and then he could break into the squad again. And I think that's another thing of Louis van Gaal, that I think he likes to have that competition for places as well, because that then just creates so much more. He brings the better out of all the players. So I think that's going to be quite strange to see what happens. There's a lot of chat between Thomas and Mohammed about thinking. Mr. Keegan's been back on the chat again. He's talking about Leicester away coming up in a couple of weeks' time. Chance for redemption there. And if Vardy scores against Newcastle next week, it'll fall to us to stop Ruud van Nistelrooy's goal record going. So yeah, I think the redemption, and I think that will be in Louis van Gaal's idea, that we should be getting some redemption for Leicester, where last season, where infamously we only saw the best of Di Maria in one game with one goal. But anyway, guys, it's international break, so I'm not entirely sure what we're going to do regarding videos, but we'll do some stuff. Jonathan's got some superb interviews. Ballagay one to come up, so it goes on for your entertainment. But yeah, get a like in, get a subscribe if you want to see all the more quality videos that we do instead of my hosting skills. And yeah, just get in the comment section as well. I ask for people to get in the comment section after videos, just to try and so we get some sort of interaction, and then I get nobody comments on videos. So it works when you all enjoy the live chat, which is cool. But yeah, cheers guys, and thanks to Pasha, who's going to romantically enjoy the rest of his night in his candlelit bedroom, shaking his head at me in disgust.
No, I wish Mourinho was here. He needs it, man. He needs it. Hey, at least he was happy that Villa dropped points this week. This weekend.
I thought that's where Mourinho had gone hiding. He's been playing with your electrics, pal. That's what he's been doing over the weekend. Yeah, thanks to Steve as well for joining us. We will be back at some point next week. Keep it subscribed to Stretty News and also on the Twitter account for the latest stuff. We will see you again in the next time. See you later, guys. Cheers.